What we're going to talk about is why I see the deepest wound that we experience as coaches, like manifest over and over again in marketing, and why most coaches want to shy away from this. Why most coaches will even say, like, I hate marketing. It's way beyond my skill set, or I suck at it. And I just wish I could coach all day long and have someone else, something else, just bring me all the leads, all the potential clients. That would be amazing. What a dream that would be. That would be incredible. But how few want to really embrace the potential rejection that comes with getting yourself out there, moving beyond that community, that warm bubble into the unknown. In this video, I want to tackle this tension point, and I want to show you why you feel this intense rejection and this wound that shows up when you start intentionally trying to grow your business, and why we chase after strategies that are effective to do this, but neglect the truth that we need to get to in ourselves to really make it effective, to make it something that's sustainable for us. Because if you're not mindful, marketing can be really draining. It can be an incredibly exhausting experience. So not only do you have this, the rejection, maybe you make content and it seems like you're screaming into a void and no one is reading your content. You're making videos and really no one is watching them. The only comments you're getting are from people that are saying like, hey, your content sucks. I specialize in helping people like you get more higher subscribers and followers. Just let's book a call. And that's kind of it. But you're not getting genuinely, potentially, not just interested clients, but people that actually even get value from you. It's kind of like, do I even exist? Am I even real? I remember the first few years of me growing this coaching business, I felt largely invisible. Like I would go to these events and these networking events, and instead of posting content and doing like online marketing, this was really when social media was taking off for the first time, and this was back in like 2011, 2012. I would meet people, and I was trying to meet as many people as I could at that event so that I could invite all of them into a discovery call. But what I wasn't doing was really building relationships with any of them. And it always felt like instead of having that person go, "Oh yeah, I saw you in this, video that you made," or "I checked out your website and it was awesome," or "Yeah, like I see you're helping a lot of people." It was kind of like me standing in an alley, in like a really dimly lit dark alley with rats scurrying across the ground. And I'm like seeing a crowd of people walk by and I'm like, "Hey, psst, come here. Hey, 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 you. Yes, with a suit on. Come over, get over here. Hey." I have like a big gaudy trench coat on. And I'm like, hey, bro, you want some coaching? You want some coaching? Fuck, it's the cops. It's the cops. Run, get out of here. And I felt like I was hiding in this dark corner. Like, you might not know who I am, but I see who you are and I can help you. And do you want to have a call with me? And that's weirdly enough how I spent the first 4 to 5 years growing my coaching business. Then I would start, getting better at what I was doing and I was starting to get referrals. But what I didn't have the courage to do, frankly, was to really throw myself into the public fray. And to do so in a way where I knew I had to start building relationships with people. Like it wasn't enough to just post the content and hope that would be someone coming along going, wow, like I think you're brilliant, you're amazing, I want to work with you. That has happened. But realistically, you're going to have to connect. You're going to have to risk a DM exchange and even a live conversation that is awkward and misattuned, where you misread that person. They misread you. They thought you had an agenda, an intent that you did not have, or you thought they had an agenda or an intent that they did not have, and you're on different pages. Now, to the average person, yeah, big deal. That's part of life, right? Yeah, like not everyone likes you. You're not going to be everyone's cup of tea. So what? Who cares? Move on. It's that simple. But you're a coach. Your entire practice is predicated on how well you can deeply attune to other people, how well you can have that person feel seen, how transparent that exchange is, how safe that exchange is, how much of a connection, an authentic human connection that you've built with that person. Your whole identity is built on doing that. And so when you're in a context like marketing, when you're trying to DM someone, strike up a chat, and you're asking them a question, like, so tell me, like, what's been your biggest challenge this year? Or what's been I had someone literally ask me yesterday, like, what's been your biggest desire in your life right now? And when you ask a question like that, because your intention is because I want to get to know the person, because I hate small talk. I'm not here to sell them anything. I don't have a pitch. I genuinely am curious. I want to learn more about them. So I'm just asking them a meaningful question. And then they don't answer, or they clap back at you. They're like, whoa, like, I'm not answering that. What are you talking about? Like, that's kind of a forward question. What are you doing? Like, why would you ask me what my biggest desire is? You don't know me. And for the average coach, that is enough to wipe you out for the entire day. Or let's say you make a controversial post, you make a disruptive post, you're going against the grain, you're being polarizing, you're sharing a more vulnerable perspective that you have. You make a post about how you believe something is wrong, something is bullshit. You're standing behind that. And you get one person in the comments that comes along and they say, hey, I completely disagree with you. In fact, I'm not even sure where you're coming at with this, because I found the exact opposite to be true. And in fact, I'm a little insulted that you would even share this. That right there is enough to take most coaches out. Like, not even like take you out in the sense that you shut the laptop and you're done, but take you out as in I'm not posting for a while. For most coaches, this misattunement is harsh. That's you. That's who you are as a coach. This whole identity around deeply attuning. And marketing, you're constantly risking. In fact, it is inevitable. You will misattune with people. They will misread your intention. They will misread your agenda. They will misread you. Can you embrace that? You have to make a decision if you want to get more intentional with your marketing, if you want to attract more clients, if you want to put yourself out there, if you want to embody the work itself so that your marketing is not just a cheap suit that you throw on. Like, all right, I'm not in coaching mode right now. I'm in marketing mode. Here I go. Okay. All right. I got to talk to your pain points and offer benefits. Okay, here goes. It's like, how do you leave the coaching call and then show up in your marketing as the same person? Well, if you want to do that, you're going to have to risk misattunement. You're going to have to embrace the fact that you will misread people and they will judge you incorrectly. You will be judged. And that is very painful for you. I know, because it's painful for me. And no matter how many times I go through it, it still stings a little bit. Now, the good news is for you, the good news is it stings less and less and less over time. And what might have at one point wiped you out for an entire week becomes days. It becomes one day. It becomes a few hours. It becomes 1 hour. It becomes 30 minutes. It becomes 10 minutes. It becomes 5 minutes. It becomes something that doesn't even register to you. And I went through this because the way that I've primarily built up my client base recently has been through a combination of posting content and then connecting with people in DMs. And in order to move the DM into a conversation, you need to ask. You need to say, hey, do you want to have a call? Do you want to explore this together? And the more that you escalate the connection, the more you're going to get pushback, the more you're going to get feedback, the more you're going to get, I don't like the direction you're heading with this. I don't like you. Again, it's inevitable. But if you can embrace, there's a decision that you need to make. And it's a decision that I had to confront as well. And it's a decision I continually confront in my life and in my business on a daily basis. And it is it worth it for you to deeply attune with 20 people if it means 40 will not like you? Is it worth it for you to have a connection with 20 people that are not only your potential clients, they're not only people that share the same values as you, that are people that feel deeply seen by you when you show up? That are people that feel impacted by everything you share when you show up. People that feel like, thank God for you. You inspire me, you empower me, you are my person. And I'm so grateful that you have taken the time to be who you are, to show up with your voice, your weirdness, your temperament, your style. Thank God that you are loudly you, unapologetically you. I need someone like that in my life to show me that I can be unapologetically me. That while the world may not like me, or there might be large groups of people that dislike me, I too can find solace in my community that wants more of who I authentically am. Is it worth it for you to make that trade? To risk twice the amount of people that fall in love with you? People not even necessarily hating you, but just finding you to be not their thing. Like, no. I'm gone. No. Is that worth it for you? Can you make that trade? Because if you can make that trade, if you have the courage to make that trade, and again, you're going to go through that activation. You'll feel it in your nervous system, right? You'll feel that fight or flight response when you get that awkward message back. And sometimes people can be piercingly painful. Like they will call you out. You're like, damn. And this again really fucks with you because you're supposed to be this well-attuned person that's in touch with your emotions and in touch with other people's emotions. And now you're getting feedback that's not the case. Like that's cognitive dissonance. That will fuck you up. It will. That's why marketing is so hard. You'll feel that fight or flight response. You'll feel triggered. It'll come up. And instead of doing what most do, just try to stifle it, ignore it, numb out, or just, close the laptop, go do something else, like, go for a walk or a run. If instead you can just be with it and actually lean in even more and share it, why not have that be your next piece of content? Why not have that be a moment where you are embodying what it means to really do the work on yourself? Instead of just talking about it, you're publicly showing it. Why not give yourself permission to not have to have everything figured out, to not have to be this perfect emotional attunement master that always reads the room perfectly, that always helps others connect more authentically with himself? But instead, you're able to recognize I'm not perfect. I fuck up too. There's people that don't like me. And why not empower other people to have the same conclusion, the same realization? Because I found that you can just endure it. And over time, like that was my path. Like I endured it for a long time. And I endured it a lot traveling the country in an RV with my wife and kids. And the reason I was able to endure it was because when you're traveling the country and going somewhere new every 1 to 2 weeks, I didn't have a lot of like downtime to stop and think. And there was a lot of logistics involved with towing a 45-foot RV around the country and living in it full time. So my whole, when I wasn't working with my clients or marketing this business, I was with my family and I was figuring out where we're going to stay the next week. How do we get the RV from A to B? It was a lot. And so I didn't have the space to sit and process a lot of this. So I had to just endure it. And I got to a point where I endured so much of it that when I came out of the RV, it was a really weird transition for me. Because on one hand, I got so used to kind of taking the hit of someone not agreeing or liking what I was saying or wanting my offer, but I hadn't really looked at it. And the more I looked at it, the more insights I got, but the more the pain started coming back and hitting me hard. And so it was this weird, it's kind of all right, I know there's gold in here, but it's like one of the traps in those old Saw movies where I gotta stick my hand in through all these shards of glass. And I'm like, I know there's gold in here. Fuck! I know there's gold in here. Fuck! Ah! Feeling that burn. I'm like, There's only so much of that I can do. And so what's helped me, and hopefully this helps you too, is not just running from it, not just enduring it, but instead leaning into it and sharing it publicly. Like, have that be the next thing that you share. Have your marketing be an experiment. Instead of putting the pressure on yourself to have your marketing reflect how you're amazing at what you do all the time, have your marketing reflect your humanity. Because in the world we're in now, with how we just don't believe what we see and how more and more realistic AI is getting, we're not looking for someone to tell us anymore. We're looking for people to show us. And so if you can show people what you're going through and how it's directly connected to the power of your work, you will earn more trust. You will demonstrate more authority. You will have more people that immediately see the power and what you're up to. They don't need your top 5 tips to be more mindful infographic. Right? What they need is your imperfect human journey. What they need is your courage to lean into what scares and excites you. And what they need from you is for you to come alive and giving yourself permission to no longer have to be this perfectly curated persona. And if you can do that, you'll find that it makes you a much better coach. Because if you have a stomach to risk misattuning with someone, when you are actually working with a potential client, you will deeply attune to them on an even richer level. You'll be way better at it. Like you'll be able to speak more truth to them because you won't need the validation. There won't be this loop running in the background of this people pleasing. I have to share something and say something in a way that resonates with them and has them feel seen. Instead, your priority becomes, I need to share the truth. I need to share the truth. And that's ultimately why people hire you, because you're able to speak the truth in a way no one else is. So that's the question for you. That's my challenge for you today. Are you willing to face the discomfort? People to project crap onto you that you know is not true. You can run from it, which will forever chase you. And you'll always wonder, no matter how many referrals and word of mouth opportunities you get, you'll always wonder, what would have happened if I wasn't chicken? If I would have really put myself out there, if I would have really gone for it, what would have happened? Who could I have become? What could I have shown other people? You can endure it, which makes you like a Spartan warrior, but that's not a badge of honor. Like, there's no part of me that's like, yeah, I'm so glad I toughened through it, sticking my hand in the shards of glass over and over again. Like, yeah! Like, just something I just endured. Like, that's really it. Or you can lean into it and you can use it and you can bring it into your marketing, into your content. You know, you can speak more of the elephant in the room with potential clients. You can say, hey, listen, I'm not really that good at having a slick pitch ready. At the same time, like, I know you're probably not going to want to answer a bunch of questions that I ask you. So here's actually what I genuinely want to know instead. And now you're in the truth. You're not taking it. You're not running from it. You're using it as a catalyst for your truth. Can you make that decision? The world is waiting, but I know you got this. And from the bottom of my heart, I wish you nothing but the best in your journey.